I'll show you a new AI content tool called Hypertxt.AI. Yeah, I know there's a ton of tools out there, but this one's different in a couple of ways. You could feed your own writing sample or a writing sample that you want to emulate so it'll write in your style. You could also curate your own research within the app and generate content from it. You can connect it to Reddit, Wikipedia, Quora for feedback on a specific topic. You can also get ideas about the latest news stories so that you could figure out what to write for that people are interested in right now. Plus, you could generate article ideas with an automated research section and get access to all of the notes. I'll show you a few of the main workflows. We'll create a style with my own writing. It's super easy and fast. We'll find a keyword/topic and then generate an outline on it. Then we'll review the outline and make a couple minor changes to it. And that's something I do recommend you do just so you have the right outline for what you're looking for. Then we'll create the content based on the modified outline. After a quick review of the content, I'll show you how you can generate ideas with news stories or current events. At the very end, I'll go over some best practices so that you can get the most out of Hypertxt.AI. This is one of my favorite features. You can create your own writing style. You name it, and you could put in between 1,000 to 5,000 characters. I'm going to hop over to a blog post that I wrote a while back over on the Niche Site Project. Then you just paste it in there. I did have to tweak a little bit to make sure I had the right number of characters. And then you just create the writing style, which is very quick. And there we go. We have the casual writing style and then the Doug blog style as well. All right, so we want to generate the article. We want to get some ideas. So we're going to go to the dashboard and then click on the Generate Ideas section. I'm into guitars, so let's do something around acoustic guitars and just see what kind of ideas we can come up with that are suggested by Hypertxt.AI. All right, pretty quick, and we have a few here, and let's pick something that I'm sort of interested in. How about blues acoustic guitar here? Let's check that out. So click the button and then it'll ask for some criteria here. So we'll fill this all in. I'm going to keep most of the defaults here. Those are a good one to go off of. I'm just going to tweak the type of article here. Let's do how-to/tutorial. And I do want to review the outline before we generate the article. Before we go to the next part, I want to let you know that Hypertxt.AI gives you 3 free articles. You don't have to enter your credit card number or anything like that. So if you want to go experiment and check out the tool, see if it works for your workflow, I highly recommend you follow the link and you can just go over there and test it out for 3 free articles. Okay, then we'll head over to the article section here where it's been drafted, and then we could tweak the outline however we want. So let's go in and check out this article and see what we got as far as the outline. So we have the various sections over here, and we can drag them around if we think it should go in a different order. You could just click it and move it around. But let's take a look at the outline here. If I wasn't doing a faster demo here, I would read through every little thing and probably add more, but let's just tweak it a little bit. All right, let's just tweak it a little bit here. And you could change from a numbered list to a bullet list or take that out completely, but the bullets look pretty good. I like that sort of format. Okay, let's make one little tweak here. So they mentioned the blues scale, but let's mention the pentatonic scale as well. And of course, you could make tweaks to everything here. You could add a lot more. You could make this a much more in-depth situation. This is actually a pretty long outline for 1,000 words, which is just that was the default. Just wanted to see, what we could do out of the gates here. So once you have the outline where you want it, you can save the draft. I always like to save as I go. And then you can generate the article here. And what'll happen, it'll do the work. It takes a few minutes for this to happen. So you can watch on the article section to see when it's done, or you also get an email when it's finished. Okay, now the article is done. And let's take a look and see what we have here. So here's the full article and starts off pretty good. I like that. You can see there's links in there. You could also see headings, subheadings, and other rich formatting so that it's readable. There's no images in here, but you do get the links, so you could actually check to see, what was referenced here and take a look. A lot of ads on this particular one. But yeah, let's keep looking at the article here. Okay, there's little sort of tutorial type things. We have the try this situation. Of course, with learning an instrument, writing it out in text is a little bit tough. And again, this is a pretty short article for the scope of what's included, but you get the general idea. And you might have noticed at the top, there's a couple other tabs. So you have the research notes and the metadata. So you can take a look there. There's the main facts, where the facts were obtained, and the sources there. So you can go check out the links if you want to. And don't forget, we're actually going to go more in depth as far as like the research and all that and what sources you can use. But then you could also take a look at the metadata. So I think in this case, the title's good. The URL slug is a little bit long for my taste. Shorter is often better. You also have the meta description and other info that you need there. Now let's look at generating ideas based on latest news. So let's stick with the guitar theme. So I'll put in Gibson guitar and search and see what happens here. Okay, now we have Gibson 2024 lineup sparks discontinuation fears, Les Paul Studio 2024, Gibson's custom shop takes over burst finish models. So let's pick the Gibson 2024 lineup and click create. So we put in our different criteria here. So the target audience is optional, custom instructions are optional. Article type, we'll do industry insight, and we'll pick Doug blog style. We'll stick with 1,000, but you can do up to 4,000 words here. I do like to review the outline beforehand, so we'll click generate here, and it'll take a few minutes. Okay, and we'll pop over to articles here, and you can see it's thinking, and it will say it's generated when it's all done. Okay, now the draft is done, so we could take a quick look, and they have some of the main points here. Of course, we can look at the outline and see what's going on. Discontinuation of arch tops, market demand, and you can imagine you do this exactly the same way as you did before. So you could tweak the outline and then generate the article. It takes a few minutes and it'll show up over here in your articles, and you'll get an email whenever it is finished. So we went over some of the main workflows that you can do with Hypertxt.AI, and I'm going to go over some best practices now. So number one, writing samples are important. So when you create a writing style, I recommend you use a high quality writing sample that you want to emulate. You can use your own, of course, if you have your own voice, or you actually can use someone that you admire and it will emulate their voice. Number two, research reports create better content. So the research report is a collection of summarized notes and sources that you've selected. So the notes are a little more in depth than the automated notes, and they make better articles. And third, and probably most important, always edit your articles. AI is an excellent tool, but it's always important to review and edit your articles. As a bare minimum, I highly recommend you edit the introduction and scan the article for any redundant language. You could, of course, use other tools to help you identify that, but there's no better way to do it than reading it yourself and making improvements. So thanks a lot to Hypertxt.AI for sponsoring this video. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below.